Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Rogue Trader, Warhammer 40K. We're still dealing with the uprising on the ship. I think we're going to go and run over this direction. I think this is where things are happening now. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You're surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps. And then you see the figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valancius. Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture. Are you lost, my heir? Argenta goes as still as a statue, then slowly raises her weapon. An apparition! A sorcerer's apparition! A trickery of the warp! Sister, you will lower your weapon. Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound too confident. He is staring at the rogue trader, and you notice a muscle in his cheek twitching. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous. This is impossible. I doubt you're aware of the limits of what is possible, Dahlia von Boronicus. For your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality. Theodora watches you without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes you forget about the fire searing you, leaving burns on your skin. I can lead you out of these flames, Dahlia von Boronicus, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer, and that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. Do not listen to this abomination. Dahlia von Boronicus, if there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises, nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul. To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace. The people. Abelard looks back at the coughing and confused people around you. Dahlia von Boronicus, the survivors from the middle decks. We must help the crew, lead them out, find a way around. Over the roaring flames you hear distant sounds, frightened voices, screams, muffled and distorted as if there were a body of water between you and them. Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Ed. Idira breaks off and starts coughing violently. Her knees buckle and she looks like she is about to fall. Dahlia von Boronicus, what are we waiting for? Okay, so we get to choose what path we're doing. So we touched on this in the last episode. Basically, there are sort of three differing alignments. So, you know, in D&D you get 9 alignments typically. We get 3 here. And they, at different stages, if we, pursue them, we'll get different benefits. Dogmatic is following, like, the loyalist imperial path. Heretical is, like, totally going pro-chaos, pro-Xeno, pro-all of that. And Iconoclast is kind of, I guess I'd probably characterize it as, like, the chaotic good type alignment. If Dogmatic is, say, lawful good, and Heretical is, like, maybe sort of on the evil alignments. Iconoclast seems like a chaotic good. You kind of go by your own moral code, and you don't worry too much about being an imperialist, being anti-imperialist. You do what feels right in the moment, I think. So I'm going to go for that. I'm going to get the people off the bridge. I'll not leave my people in harm's way. You look away and the illusion breaks. The unbearable heat instantly makes your skin burn, and the voices of the people beyond the shroud of smoke grow stronger. And hopeful once you and your companions rush back, barking orders and guiding the survivors. In your determination, you completely forget about Theodora, and when you turn your head, You see nothing but the bellowing fire. Iconoclast, plus 15. Okay, so we're falling back then.
Where did
I guess there's probably another bridge.
Go. The thing that was standing in the fire? I could have sworn.
Maybe here?
To the same place all unholy visions go. Do you want to follow it, witch?
Shit happened. Crash the platform. So when you're when you have all your party units selected, if you have a skill check like this, ballistic skill for instance, we know that Argenta is very good in that and that we're very weak, but we're given a 90% chance of success. So basically when you have a skill check, the person who is most likely to succeed goes first. And then if they fail, subsequent characters will have a go as well. But it will start off with one who has the highest chance of success. So I'm expecting this to work with Argenta.
The Emperor favors me today.
Okay, so we've got a different way across now. But I noticed there was a door up here. So let's just go and have a little look in here first.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
It's another lock. Only 68% chance, but I think we give it a go. Hey. There we go. So we've got something here. Oh, helmet. Deck officer's helmet grants 5% armor. Can be equipped. Okay, so let's see who's most likely to have that. I think probably Abelard here. He's our frontliner. I think if I go into his character settings or something, there may be an option to toggle off helmet. So I prefer the look of his model without wearing the helmet, I think. I may have to go... I mean, I'm used to playing Baldur's Gate 3. There's just a little tick box up here. I mean, I suppose there could be... here we go. Yeah, nice and easy. There we go. Off. Perfect. We could even change his colour scheme. I'm not going to do that now, though. And has he got his backpack showing? He doesn't look like he has. Maybe we don't have one yet. Okay, that's cool, though.
Let's seize the opportunity.
A fallen stele has blocked the path to the lift, so you'll have to look for another path to Edelthrad. Okay, this is going to be our path.
The world will bow.
Too late. We are too late. Or perhaps Edelthrad and his escort never made it here. Which would be even worse.
Or they could be fighting on the bridge as we speak. Without us.
My lady, I beg your pardon for interrupting. The people are asking for orders. You came back to save us. So now we will follow you through thick and thin.
To the bridge. If Edelthrad is there, then he requires immediate assistance. I say there is one thing that I find most troubling. The Lord Captain's Voxcasts. They are still coming in, even though it would make sense for Lady Theodora to be on the bridge right now, at the head of the counter-assault. I feel uneasy. What if the Lord Captain is besieged in her own chambers? With your permission, I suggest that we confirm for ourselves that she is not. We can use the same elevator that Lady Theodora and Mort headed for earlier.
Okay. Is that? I'm not sure. But there was a pile of stuff to loot here, so let's do that first. What do we get? Some high-octane promethium canister and 4 thingies. So that's all cargo. That's fine. Yeah, so we can't do anything with that. I presume the elevator's up here, I think. But obviously that's open. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think it was up this way. I think it might be this. Oh, okay, so that's the other side of that fire that blocked us off. Alright. I think this is the room we had a fight in earlier. So yeah, let's go in here.
Embrace true
This
power.
ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
That. I guess that is the way. Oh, what's this?
Empyrean guides my gaze.
Profane blades. Okay, lots of cargo. This clearly does not serve as a stateroom. The generator's machine's crude wall paneling indicates it is a maintenance module room, rather than an area for receiving guests.
Unseen, uncover my path.
What have we got in here? What was this? So we've got Lex Mechanics goggles. This is grants +3 logic. And machine right set. So that, yeah, so that's equivalent to lockpicks, but for logic stuff, I think. What I might just do is see who's the best place for the logic stuff. So I've got a -5 thing on that at the moment. I'm not quite sure why. Grim Portents. I think that's something in character creation, wasn't it? 30 there. So I'm still higher than Abelard. Higher than Adira. I'm the highest. So yeah, I'll take those. It looks if I had a moustache, it would look like Groucho Marx glasses, wouldn't it? So maybe I should already have it on. Oh, yeah, I kind of want to show that. Okay, well, we look like that now, I guess. Can't seem to do anything there. Found a few useful things just by exploring, so definitely something we'll try and do as much of as possible. Okay, so these are the staterooms, so we'll obviously explore everything.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Don't see anything there. Or here.
The world will bow.
She doesn't look very well, does she?
I tread
So
a path unexplored.
we will make our way there. A bizarre fragment hung on a trophy board. The light, smooth surface of the object is dotted with dark spots and crumbling holes. Okay. There's nothing. That's not Mort, is it? So you have to be a dogmatic follower. Possibly for Argenta then. Helmet of the Devoted Protector requires dogmatic follower. Okay. This helmet grants its wearer immunity to enemy crits for the first 3 rounds of combat. Not bad. Let's see if Argenta can indeed wear that. She can. Yeah, but we'll remove her helmet as well. Okay, well, let's look at her first. Theodora von Valancius's body is sprawled on a large, blood-drenched desk. The Arch-Militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads, also it was him.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls. No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain. Who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
I doubt it. Voitvir wished humiliation and suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
Not that funny.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Alright, we'll examine Theodora's body first. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto-pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else, small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Let's inspect the shards first. It is difficult to say exactly what was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they'd been submerged in promethium. Adira, what do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure. Tainted witchcraft.
You cannot tell if Argenta's remark is directed at the glass shards or Adira herself. Let's have a look at the papers. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC, and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. We've succeeded a law test, and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valancius, signed it with the seal of one of the holy Ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity. Adira, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in the warp.
Alright, let's look at Mort's body then. An auto-pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety in the Arch-Militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. Best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more. No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Adira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Right, so we've still got some things to look around here. So let's try the safe. We have a cloak. Grants +5 fellowship for each enemy in a 2-cell radius. I mean, I think that's probably going to be good for, again, Abelard, who is going to be up close and personal with most of the enemies. We also have Theodora's Rosary. The wearer of this gains a +10 bonus to Commerce and Law Imperium. Good, well, we'll wear that. Let's have a little look. So if I put that on, If we go to Abelard. Yeah, that's pretty smart, isn't it? Yeah, so what does Fellowship do? It's kind of like the Charisma, isn't it? So why... Why would we want that in a fight? I mean, I don't know. It looks cool. Let's just go with that at the moment. So we've got this room back here as well.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
That might be a elevator, maybe? Thing up here. Well, there she is. I don't know if this is the way out. Oop.
Beware the eye of the witch.
So what do we got here? Combat Servitor. He is injured. He is injured. So we can have a look at him. What has he got? So he's got, 80% armor. Yikes. So anything with good armor penetration for him. Not particularly good at dodging stuff. Okay, well, I'm going to want to be a ways back. There's not much cover here, but I want to be out of that machine's range. Argenta's probably fine there. Dira, bring her back as well a little bit. Like that. Abelard, he's actually going first in the combat, it looks like. So let's just move him up. And Argenta's probably fine where she is. Okay. So here we go. So we've got this. We're going to want to put Endure on because he's going to take some heat, I think. What is his 10 armor penetration? So this guy's still going to be blocking like 70% of the damage he's putting out. Like, there's not a lot I can do about that, really. No point in me really doing a cleave. So yeah, what I think I'll do is we'll just do a whack on you. And we'll do a little run and strike on this one.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
Damn, he's too close. Didn't realise.
Victory is imminent.
Ooh, it wasn't a kill.
Indeed.
Right, we'll put an Endure on. There we go. So that's going to give him plus 5, or should be plus 10. No, it looks like plus 5 temporary hit points and all incoming damage reduced by 5, so that's good. So we'll end the turn. That's me. I'm going to want to put something like this on, I think. Who is that hitting? It's just hitting those two. What about if I did that? That's hitting 3. If I do that... Oh, it's not doing very much damage on that Combat Servitor, is it? But if I did this, it would get a couple of kills. Did hit Abelard. I mean, we'll have to live with that, I think. Obviously, it's already happened. We could immediately grant an ally an extra turn.
This is beneath me.
Damn, he's too far. Ah, okay. Well, let's get him to push himself. Go. Yes, that's our turn. Magenta. So her... This is Unfading Valor. So it's got pretty good armor penetration. If we were to do a burst, like say there, I think we do that. We hopefully might get a couple of shots. Yeah, we did. Maybe we could run and gun.
For the weak.
I'm just trying to see if I... Okay, well, she's... Okay, so it kind of says she can see them. It doesn't give us a hit percentage, unfortunately, but we'll take
The
it.
Emperor will be undone.
And we'll... do no damage to that guy.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Damn. Yeah, we'll take the momentum. So we should have some ultimate abilities now. It might be too late for her. Don't know quite how they manifest. Expose weakness. I mean, that's what we want to do on this guy, isn't it? Can we do that now?
Anything else?
Yeah. So he's got that on him now. We could increase Abelard's dodge and parry. Let's put the exploits on him too. Let's just try and stack him with all the stuff that we can use to... I don't suppose we can do a shot. We can't. Okay, well she mainly was debuffing him. I think that's probably worthwhile. Yeah. Abelard's doing some damage to him now. Holy crap. Okay. Still can't really do a cleave. Okay, maybe what we do is do a single target here.
I will do. I took care of this one.
And then we'll do a run and slash on this guy. Oh, he's going to be quite hard to take down. Okay, we'll do our thing at Endure again. I won't... I could do the lightning. What I think I'll do though is put fire on this guy. So at least he's got some damage each turn. We could... Can we get... I can't believe I did it again.
I won't waste my time on that.
Oh, can we not... Okay, yeah, we can't... Okay, we can't target him. I don't know, we could put it on Argenta maybe, might improve her aim.
One step closer.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Let's do a burst. Avoid. Can we do one avoiding Abelard?
I'll do it.
So he hasn't got the exposed weakness, so we can just do that again.
Was that you? Or...
And maybe we'll do this thing. Oh yeah, that'll do quite nice damage actually. Oh, he's still not dead. Not doing any damage though.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Down he goes. Cool. Oh, we handled that pretty well, I think. Oh, we leveled again. Levels are coming thick and fast. But let's see what we got here. Auto pistol or las pistols, swords. This, you wear against 5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35, which I think does apply to a couple of our characters. Let's just... That was everyone, wasn't it? So let's just regroup. Just have a look at who would benefit from that. So intelligence less than 35, right? So mine's 40. So Abelard, Idira, and Argenta, to be honest. So what did it supply again? Toughness. So well, I think that's probably Abelard again. Yeah. It's probably Abelard again. Give him extra toughness. There we go, extra hit points. And I'm going to keep referring to them to hit points rather than wounds. That's just what they are in my head. Right, level... Finest Hour. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there is no attack limit. Ooh. Sounds pretty good. Okay. Available special abilities. At this archetype rank, characters gain a special archetype ability that can be used as a heroic act or desperate measure. So this is where the momentum comes in. So we didn't have access to these when we filled the bar up just now. These abilities become available depending on the party's momentum. Yeah. So we've described momentum already. So we can choose a talent. So as with Owlcat's previous games, they do kind of have some they recommend for particular builds. Let's have a look. Commanding Voice. The range of the officer's abilities is increased by +3. The range of the voice of command is increased by +6. Maybe. Resolve is increased by 3, so resolve is how much momentum they gain. So okay. Oh, I think this is the momentum thing, and this is just something a perk we give ourselves. Okay, so yeah. Whenever an ally uses a heroic act, that ally gains temporary wounds equal to 10% of their maximum wounds, plus resolve. Alright. When the officer uses an ability on an ally, that ally gains a bonus to their... Whenever the ability on an ally, that ally gains a bonus to their perception and ballistic skill equals to fellowship bonus, which is 3. These bonuses stack, but half rounded up are lost at the end of the target's turn. Alright, interesting. Whenever the officer targets an ally with an ability for the first time in a round, that ally gains plus WP willpower bonus temporary wounds. Not bad. Because I do use my buffs a lot. Whenever the officer targets an ally with an action, that ally's resolve is increased. So resolve, okay, yeah. This affects stacks, blah blah blah. Okay. Whenever an ally starts a turn adjacent to the officer, that doesn't happen often. Allies affected by my abilities gain a bonus to all resistance tests. So that'll be 10. It's not bad. So I'm going to bring it down, which I don't think I've got. Oh no, I do. Gains +1 AP if they finish their extra turn using this ability with 0 AP. Oh, sorry, gains +1 AP. If they finish their turn with 0 AP, they will suffer... Oh, right, damage. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of these. Some are locked, though. We've only got a few more that aren't locked. Half of the bonus granted by my voice command remain until the end of combat. Doesn't stack with itself or the ability, but does count as an officer ability effect for the purposes of other talents. Okay, heroism. Whenever a heroic act is used in combat by any character, the officer's next attack will cost 0 AP. Whenever the officer makes an attack, they gain +5 fellowship. Yeah. Whenever the officer uses an officer archetype ability 2 times in one turn that does not grant an extra turn, they stand there. Okay, that's a bit conditional. Whenever an ally is affected by an officer's ability or talent that grants temporary wounds, that ally's armor is increased by 10% for a round. Okay. Allies under the effect of the officer's abilities gain a bonus to their weapon skill equal to... Okay. Equal to fellowship bonus. That's going to be 6, and we'll deal 3 more damage on attacks of opportunity until the start of the officer's next turn. So I think I've got 2 choices there. I think we are either going to be buffing Abelard and giving him this sort of melee stuff, or there's the one that affected perception and ballistic skills, so that would be more about on Agenta. I think I'll be doing that on Abelard probably more often, so let's go with that one. Alright, Abelard. So he gets Daring Breach. So this is his heroic action. He'll immediately restore all AP and MP and gains an plus agility bonus movement points, so that's going to be 3 until the end of the turn. They don't lose... Oh, they don't lose movement points after performing attacks. The warrior has no limit on melee weapon attacks this turn. That's insane. Have a look at the talents it suggests. Some of these will be the same, some will be different. Whenever an enemy attacks the warrior's next melee attack against that enemy deals an additional toughness bonus. That would be an extra 5 damage. Doesn't stack. That's pretty good in Rage. He doesn't lose a lot of health because we're buffing him. Whenever the warrior is attacked, they gain a stack of Epicenter of Slaughter until the end of combat. At the start of their turn, the warrior gains a temporary wound for each stack. These temporary wounds cannot exceed 5. Huh. Kind of like that, though. Additional agility bonus damage to enemies that have no allies. 3. So this is just a flat passive, plus 3 damage to enemies that have no allies in adjacent cells. Maybe. Damage dealt by charge is increased by 9 at our current levels when the ability is used from a distance of 5 or more cells. That's pretty good, because I'm going to be using that skill most turns. I think I might select that for now. What else have we got? Oh goodness. I'm just gonna do it. There's a lot there. It sounded good, and it's something we'll be using pretty much every turn of his. Adira Dismantling Attack immediately afflicts 1 exploit on all enemies in combat, then makes a free attack against a target that always hits. Until the end of combat, the target of this attack suffers a minus 30% penalty to dodge and armor. Pretty good. Alright, what has she got? Exposed weakness also reduces enemies' toughness and willpower by 9 for a round. Ooh. 10 plus perception bonus, which is 4, so 14% more damage to that enemy. Okay. Or get free exposed weakness. I think that could be a good one. I think I might go for that. Anything that kind of increases your action economy, I think is always good in games like this. And on the soldier, gains the ability to make a number of extra attacks equal to their weapon's rate of fire. Okay, cool. Using this weapon attack that normally costs the least AP. These attacks do not spend in AP. Until the end of their turn, their first attack against each new enemy automatically crits. They immediately reload their current weapon. Awesome. Wow. Okay. Rapid reload. Reloading costs minus 2 AP less. We haven't actually had to reload yet. After the soldier deals damage to 3 different enemies, the soldier gains 12 times 4. 48% more damage for the next attack in the current combat. That's not bad, because like burst fire will quite often hit multiple enemies. So that's 8% crit hit chance. Doubled against enemies from which the soldier is protected by cover. So that's, she's going to be mostly behind cover most of the time. So I think that's basically a 16% critical hit chance increase, which is pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll go unpredictable. Like basically a 8 to 16% crit hit chance. It is crit hit chance, isn't it? Yeah, that seems good. We'll take that. Alrighty. Alright, let's head to the Void Ship Bridge. Let's do it. Ooh. Okay, we've got some stuff to search and everything here.
Ruinous favor prevails.
The horrific vision is a product of the warp energies that permeate the bridge. Well, there's Edelthrad, so I guess we make our way there.
True power.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Edelthrad, who is clutching a bleeding wound on his chest, gives you a tormented look. Help has arrived. Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid. But if there is any honor in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue trader. Theodora von Valancius is dead. I found her and the Arch-Militant in her study. Edelthrad's eyes widen. God, Emperor preserve us. The rogue trader is dead? The ship has lost her lord captain and the house its head? Edelthrad shudders and grabs his shoulder. As you watch, the sleeve of his jacket bursts open and 2 bone growths pierce through the fabric. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed. Adira looks anxiously at Edelthrad, and then she glances back at you. I've seen it before. We'd better get away from them. The changes are already accelerating. The ship can still be steered out of the warp, but we must first restore communication between the bridge and the navigator's sanctum. Edelthrad stares at you and his eyes harden with cold resolve once more. Then we have no right to bow our heads. You can see Kunrad Voitvir clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them. Well, we're out of time. Edelthrad bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Edelthrad's eyes, and they begin to turn a sickly yellow. Alright, we'll do... to Edelthrad. Well, that complicates things. Edelthrad lowers his head, and then he sighs and locks eyes with you, his gaze cold, haughty and fanatical. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell. Accursed traitor, the time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches towards his death. What? Theodora is dead? Voitvir stares at you in seemingly genuine bewilderment. No, that can't be, not now. I still haven't...
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Well.
Blood and mayhem shall be our anthem.
Spare none of them!
Okay, well we have some troops on our side. We've got some fairly low health mobs on the creature side. The creature, however, is 140 hit point chaos spawn. Not much armor, reasonable dodge, nothing too dramatic though. Active abilities. Toxic Spurt. You can create a toxic zone for 2 rounds. Creature devours an ally, restoring his wounds. Okay, so we want to take the these guys down, because otherwise he'll heal off them. So that's good to know. For myself, I might start off in full cover over here. Abelard, who... Actually, only one of the... Oh no, the Chaos Spawn is acting second. Okay, but we don't want to necessarily leave Abelard exposed. I mean, it's going to hit someone, isn't it? I can buff Abelard though. So okay, so we'll stick him up there. Idira, let's kind of have you there on the opposite side, and Argenta. That's not cover. This is half covered though. Okay, let's pop you behind the half cover. Okay, we'll give this a go. Ooh, well we could maybe... Yeah, that's not going to happen until they group up a bit closer. We could set him on fire. I wonder if we want to give Abelard the extra turn.
I find purpose.
He's in our range now. So I think... Ooh, I've got this. So remind me what my one does. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there is no attack limit. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? I think we might do that. Let's pump up Abelard first, though. I'll keep that for now. Let's give that to Abelard.
There is no mercy found in my heart.
Whose go is now. Maybe we just start him chewing on this creature.
It will be done. At your beck and call. Indeed.
Pretty well. Mind you, with his last one, I might want to put an Endure on.
At your beck and call.
I'm going to put Endure on. There we go. So he'll end his turn. And then we can give him another turn. And then set the thing on fire.
Purpose guides me.
Abelard's going again now. So he's already got his Endure on, so I think we just give another couple of whacks. Right, okay. I wasn't expecting him to be able to do that from range. He's immediately taken his turn. Abelard? No?
Victory is imminent.
Okay. I think we leave that. But we'll set the thing on fire.
I need no guidance.
Damn. I was on those guys, so who cares? Yeah, we've got a Dira, so we do want to start working on these guys. I did this wrong before. We should do the exploits first.
Not this Scryer's job.
Okay. Let's move her up. So let's put the exploits on. Then we want to do... Oh, we've got this again. So the operative immediately inflicts one exploit on all enemies in combat and makes a free attack against a target, which always hits. Oh yeah, we can do quite nice damage actually to his stuff.
No can do.
But what do I do? Oh, we've got to get... Oh, hang on. Okay, she's run out of movement points, so... I guess it's got to be a melee attack. I was hoping we could do something else, but okay. Well, let's do the exposed weaknesses.
Will do.
Okay, I think that probably has worked. Maybe try and take some of these down now. Maybe some of the further ones. increase Abelard's dodge and parry. Okay, Argenta. Is she bleeding? What's she got going on? She is bleeding. Okay.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Nice. That was the main thing, getting rid of those guys. What's she got now? Revel in Slaughter. Soldier immediately removes the winded effect. Okay, but we didn't have that. But we've got some good stuff there. I think we might go for Argenta's thing because she can just go hog wild.
His will made manifest.
So she just gets some free attacks now, doesn't she? The hit chance isn't great. That might be a better use of our time.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
No, it's a miss. Come on,
I'll
Argenta.
do it.
3 in a row. 3 50-50s missed.
As the Emperor
Okay, well,
commands,
let's
I
run and
act.
gun. We'll get another one.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Okay, we'll take him down then.
Right, he's a prayer.
Good. So that's his healing gone anyway. What do we got here? Oh yeah, let's remove
Without
winded.
deeds is worthless. I'll do it.
Get some more momentum. Now it's actually Abelard's turn. He's already had 2 rounds of attack on this thing. Well, that's good. So
It will be done.
wallop.
Indeed.
Wallop. Got another one.
At your beck and
Wallop. I mean, we may as well use this, huh? We're doing pretty well. I don't want to spoil any, you know, like speak too soon or anything, but we're doing pretty well. Bring it down. Oh, we could do it on that. Do it on Abelard. That was too far. Yeah, well, let's. We'll just move up a few squares. Give him another free go.
I will triumph.
For Abelard.
it will be done.
That's all we can do, but it all helps.
At your beck and
More enduring. As for me, I guess I'll set on fire again.
One step closer.
It's down to what, 12 HP? It's going to go next, so there's that. I might just push back a little bit. Let's give that to Argenta.
pain and duty go hand in hand.
Stacked so much stuff on Abelard, he's taking no damage. And this should finish it, hopefully. There it goes. Got another level. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. Let's do that now then. So we can choose characteristics. So okay. So we're obviously going to level up willpower. That's just a given. It's just a given, isn't it? That's our main attack stat. So we definitely want to do that. Has that done it? I think I've chosen it. I think that should be 60 now. Maybe you have to finalise. And we get another common talent. Oh, not chain weapon. Enemies gain no melee superiority bonuses. Gain 2 movement points, maybe. Dueling mastery. Las weapons. None of those really apply. Nimble. Bonus to dodge. Be good. Our dodge is already 70%. I want to see if I've got anything that will help my sort of spell casting. Increase wounds by half the character's level rounded up. No. None of those weapon proficiencies. Ballistic skill, strength. No, none of that. Bloody mess. Anytime a Voidborn character scores a crit, there's a 10% chance to double the damage. Well, that's not bad. Not sure about that one. Psyker's resolve has increased. Oh, is that the one we want? Oh, no, that's to do with momentum, isn't it? Okay. Gain the Inscribed Soul ability. Costs no AP, but deals direct damage to the Psyker equal to 25% of our max wounds. But the next psychic power used after this will not trigger psychic phenomena or perils of the warp. Maybe. Psychic powers have a 25% chance to regain AP spent on psychic powers. Force weapons. I don't really know what they are. This is good, though. Whenever the Psyker uses a damaging psychic power on targets that are 6 cells or further away, they suffer an additional ballistic skill damage? Is that? That's kind of weird. So that'd be an extra 3 damage. Which isn't bad. I mean, we're only doing sort of 6 at the moment as like a base level anyway. Second sight. Psychic powers have a range of 2 cells or more have their range increased by perception bonus. First psychic power used each turn increases veil degradation by 2 points less. Okay. Psyker can use a damaging psychic power while being threatened by enemies in melee range without provoking attacks. Psychic's critical hit chance increases by 1% until the end of combat every time the Psyker deals damage by any means. In fact, whenever psychic power used by the Psyker deals damage, a random enemy within 2 cells from the initial target suffers half of this damage. That damage does not trigger this talent again. That's not bad. Body of Flames. Psyker gains 16% additional armor against fire damage, and half this amount is additional armor against energy damage. Okay. Whenever the Psyker is burning, the Psyker's psi rating is increased by +1, and the Psyker's resolve is increased by 2. Damage from fire no longer reduces the Psyker's momentum. If we had a way of setting ourselves on fire, that wouldn't be bad, because all our skills would suddenly be doing a lot more damage. All enemies adjacent to Psykers are the same or same as well. Melting out. Every time the enemy suffers damage from the Psyker, the enemy's armor is reduced by 3%. If the enemy's armor is already 0. All damage over time effects applied by the Psyker gain a basically 10% critical hit chance. Chance increased by all bonuses to critical hit chance. What did I like? I quite like Psychic Barrage, I think. Oh, what was the other one? Backdraft, I think it was, wasn't it? Whenever we deal damage, a random enemy within 2 cells from the target suffers half this damage. Yeah, I might take that. I mean, that's free damage, isn't it? Every attack, basically. Okay, these are probably like horrible builds, but I don't really know, as I said, the setting that well, so I'm just trying to take what I think sounds good at the time. So I think, oh, we're doing a talent first this time, are we? It could be a good one. There's just so many. Look at all these. I mean, I like the idea of contempt. So whenever he gets attacked, his next melee attack is going to deal an additional 5, possibly 6, because he's got a +5 there. As we're going to increase his. I think weapon skill. I think we'll do that. There we go. And I do apologise if this takes a bit of time. Like I said, I'm not particularly familiar with the setting, so it does take a bit more. I mean, Adira could be our perception character. I've not got particularly good perception. She's got really high willpower already. Alright, let's take that. I might pause here. I think all these are going to be the same, but I might want to mull over which one I choose, so I'll just pause while I'm thinking this time. Okay, so I think I'm going to opt for pain channeling. So whenever the psychic kills an enemy with a psychic power dealing more damage than wounds to the target, the excess damage will be dealt to the enemy closest to the target. I remember her sort of sonic scream thing that she tends to do quite a lot of damage, so I think that could be a good one. So, you know, she could finish off someone on 1 hit point. And then all the rest of the damage is dealt to the nearest target, so I think that could be pretty good. Less wastage of damage. So yeah, like that. We'll go to Argenta. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be ballistic skill, right? I think so. And I might pause again here while I'm just going through these and deciding which one I'm going to take. Okay, I went a bit back and forth. I mean, I like the sound of some of the weapon bonuses that you can get, like an extra 10% armor penetration of bolt weapons. My issue is that I don't know yet kind of what weapons are good to go down. Like, you know, if there's particularly good weapons we might get in future chapters that might not be a bolt weapon, which would render taking this a waste, where you've got flame weapons, las weapons, melter weapons, plasma weapons, power weapons. So my point being, I don't really know what her main weapon is going to be moving forward. So I think instead I was looking at Swift Slaughter. So her Revelin's Slaughter skill can be used after 2 kills instead of 3. And this is the one where for the whole combat she gets a +10 to ballistic skill, which is, as we know, is how accurate she is with ranged weapons. Basically accuracy. So, you know, increases her accuracy. It also increases her critical damage by 21% currently, and critical hit chance by 3% currently. But that's okay. So that's every two kills she'll get that. So I think we'll do that for now. Levels seem to be coming thick and fast, so you know. And I think eventually we unlock the ability to respec, and I think when we do, I might take the chance to take the Von Barinicus off our name, because it's going to become a bit of a mouthful. Let's see what this creature's got for us. Blade Shard. A blade made from a mysterious metal that shimmers with unnatural colours. Gloves of Endurance. Whenever the wearer of these gloves gets an injury or falls unconscious in combat, their allies gain a +1 bonus to damage. Interesting. Mantle of Heroism requires Iconoclast, follower. Each heroic act used in battle increases the wearer's dodge by 20% until the end of combat. Cool. It says follower, but I wonder if we can wear that. I like the sound of it. It does look like we can, so let's pop that on. Cool. That's not something we can use currently. And these gloves, I mean, it's not probably going to happen that often, but he is going to be targeted a lot, so I guess we could
I'm not interested.
Oh, I guess we could give those to Abelard. So if he does go down, everyone else is doing a bit more damage. So, yeah, that sounds good. What else have we got? Where shall we go from here? As we go back this way. There's the Overseer. Do we go here? Like I said, I found this a bit in the beta as well. I just ended up sort of not entirely sure where I should be going at points. We talk to the Overseer, maybe? I guess maybe we come up here to the helmsman and stuff? Yeah. Ravor, Master Helmsman, system status report. Master Helmsman Ravor. He could be Scottish. By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. The white-haired man with sickly pale skin salutes you. Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is so overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the vidscreens for throne knows how long. We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It's our only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. Abelard pauses for a few seconds before turning to you. Dahlia von Borinicus, you may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward, to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. What must I do? I take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Blast it all at the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just got to the throne, Mistress Dahlia von Borinicus. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Please hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk. Let's begin the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp. Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiless, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle. It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. You are to blame for Theodora's death? The vision lets out a cawing laugh. I am the beginning and the end, and all that courses in between. I am the voice of the truth that is destined to triumph, for this triumph is the terminal point of every twisted maze of fate. Your head begins to spin and viscous drops slither down your cheeks. You blink and you are no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor Voigtfir, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition. The same terrifying voice seethes from his lips. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured and the steps chosen, and yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. The image is scattered by invisible sorcerer's winds, and you see Adira, her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you, and the weapons of our return to me. A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet unknown passes before your eyes. Flash of crimson, purple. The images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the dynasty. The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine. Ravor turns around and looks up at you. He hesitates for a few moments, then addresses Abelard, who is standing next to you. Aye, Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means, Abelard nods absent-mindedly. Yes, the navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancia's flagship. We will honor his memory along with that of all who died this day. Ravor does not look away. He's giving you a hard stare, his white brows furrowed. Hey, Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where is the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you, with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow, that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision,
we'll accept the mantle.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live. The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say, Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived, and through the strength of her resolve, saved those who were counting on her for protection.
Void Ship Bridge. There we go. It was actually a loading screen. Okay, I won't read that out because it'll probably have loaded up fairly soon. Wait for that to go. Feel free to read it yourselves. Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, and then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship? You cannot help but notice that the Seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing on your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voitvir? Abelard grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors, but frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I'm afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers, you have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Dahlia von Borinicus von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your ladyship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it has flesh. Vigdis Suri Otter of the Tolleman line, our new Vox Master. I'm not going to do particular accents for all of these. I remember from the beta, there's quite a lot of them. And so some of them you don't talk to that often, and some of them I just lost track of. So we'll just read this. It is an honor to serve your ladyship. The Vox Master offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or pirate trap. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod.
Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief.
And lastly, our High Factotum Janris Danrog, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your ladyship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything else will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the three officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly the Drives Master, servant of the Omnisire. The three officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. Let's start with... We'll work our way down. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Faisal Nazi. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall young man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal in the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice pitched for your ears only. That is managing well so far. You can take the heat, so to speak. High Factotum, what have you to report? We're toiling night and day to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the Tech Priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykad Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets. Rumbles Abelard, frowning. Drives Master, I'll hear from you now. Zira Tala, a voice distorted by a Vox retranslator, emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. Great sorrow, I must also report that the engine's Seer Prime, Overseer, and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We will require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see, thank you. The tech priest bows her head. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report.
Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's down, more or less, but without our engine Seer Prime and Navigator, who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I dinna know what'll happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads.
Your ladyship, if you will allow me to interject. When we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobility station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you've just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation.
If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go around and around the system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Prometheum and supplies last. And if any thick as grok shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score.
Right, Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? Ashar Nyatelamo. He gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's simple, maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just to ask anyone, we've got no able crew, no Lord Captain.
Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself.
Master of Ordnance chokes back the words he was previously about to blurt out without thinking. He casts another look at you before lowering his gaze. I apologize profusely, Lord Captain. Pardon the fool. The ship is in ruins, every other officer is dead, and the Lord Captain is no longer with us. Fear has taken hold of me. He looks up at you. But I've heard of you. Oh yes, your fame has reached as far even as the Expanse. I can't be showing myself up in front of an illustrious person such as yourself. He adjusts his uniform and stands ramrod straight. The Master of Ordnance can report that the rest of the arsenal has been saved and the battery is in good order. We're ready to fight if that is the Lord Captain's will. So, to summarise, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new engine Seer Prime and Navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at the Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. Well, what can you tell me about the system we currently find ourselves in? I see to the Vox Master on this point. Mistress Tolimon. We're in the Rykad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobility Station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Rykad Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobility Station and find out what in the void is going on. Well, thank you for all your reports. Dismissed. The assembled officers salute you as one. Your ladyship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, Abelard hesitates, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the Hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You're referring to the contents of that note, I presume? Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrichs von Kalox. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis nobility or the Governor of Rykad Minoris, may know something. And that is all of it, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the von Valancius Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Idira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Indira. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Idira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Idira, come to your senses. Damn it! Idira presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your ladyship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future and it hit me so hard, my head is still spinning. Something very strange is headed our way and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Tlass? No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile. Well, if there's nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It's time to get to work. Here we go. So, I think we're going to save here. It's probably quite a long episode now, but I think it was good to kind of get all the rest of the prologue out of the way, which we've now done. So I'll just say thanks very much for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit the thumbs up button on the video, that'd be amazing. If you could leave me a comment as well. It's always great to get feedback on the games I'm playing. Let me know how you're enjoying this series, this playthrough. Any tips or thoughts really as well, for anyone who's played it or is more familiar than I am with the setting, that'd be good. And if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, that'd be amazing too. So thanks very much once again, and I hope to see you next time for more Rogue Trader. Bye for now.